I'm of the mindset, I don't care if you got to pry their fingernails off if it's going to save American lives. I'm sorry. I don't think most Americans get too squeamish considering what monsters some of these people are, what we have to do to them to get information out of them. But again, like you said, make the moral argument, at least be honest about the moral argument.
No, that's exactly right. And look, I think one is a legitimate argument, which reasonable people can disagree over, and one is just simply putting you into 9/11 truther land.
Right.
And that's where Dianne Feinstein is right now. But if you're in the first argument, which is a legitimate argument to say we shouldn't have done this anyway, despite the fact that it produced useful intelligence and saved lives, if you're in that position, here's what you have to think. Put yourself in the shoes of the man who's responsible for interrogating Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. He shows up at the CIA. He's captured, is brought to the interrogation center, and is asked to they say, tell us about your plans for the next attack. And he looks scornfully at his interrogator and says, soon you will know. And he said, Americans are weak and decadent and don't have the will to do what's necessary to stop us. And then you don't do enhanced interrogation. You don't get him to talk. And the next 9/11 happens. And then you go back into his cell and tell him about it. And he finds out and he says, I knew that and I withheld it from you. How many lives are on your hands? The blood of how many Americans are on your hands because you were unable to get Khalid Sheikh Mohammed? That's what these people were, the situation these people were in.
Literally.
And so these people who are so quick to condemn them from highfalutin moral standpoints have never had to make tough decisions like that, have never had that kind of responsibility, literally the lives of thousands and thousands of Americans on their shoulders. And these people got that information. They did it without resorting to torture, because even waterboarding was not torture. They didn't pull off fingernails. They didn't use electric shock.
Right.
They got these people to talk, and they saved lives. And it is just shameful for anybody to go out with the seal of the United States Senate on it and say they didn't.